The Tennessee Volunteers will be taking on the Wofford Terriers in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It is TNT on Thursday. Gonna be a fun one, obviously. It's Wofford. We got to talk some granny style free throws first. That's I feel very privileged to be on this game just because I think that there's a good chance that this game goes viral and I will be associated with it. My name's Guy Franklin. I'm with Connor Hope. Connor, let's start off. Do you want to talk about a potential Wofford upset or do you want to talk about Tennessee first?
Well, first of all, I just want to, we're not going to talk about granny free throws after I say this, but if you're going to shoot granny style, you have to shoot 80% plus. Like if you're shooting 33% while shooting underhand, just shoot overhand and don't embarrass yourself. That's my take. That's my take. Um, I don't mind underhanded free throws. I forget who it was for Florida, who shot the underhanded free throws in the tournament. Oh, gosh, it was Canyon Barry. Shot underhanded free throws, but like he was actually a pretty okay free throw shooter, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna shoot underhand, make it automatic. He shot 80.8%, right? So he was over that 80% mark, shooting underhanded free throws. He's fine in my book. If you're shooting 32.8% from the free throw stripe, just shoot it overhand and get it over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Um,
I agree with that there. It's also worth noting, just with this Wofford team not with free throw shooting, this is not the SoCon's best team. I had Chattanooga pick them to win the SoCon tournament. I could have seen you saying uh, UNCG or ETSU or even Furman, but they do have a couple good wins. Obviously, the one that sticks out is St. Thomas. They did that one uh, very early in the season, obviously, because it's a non-conference game. We know St. Thomas is good, but haven't looked great against their high major competition. Just one high major game. They lost to Duke 86-35. Obviously, Tennessee might not be as high powered as Duke, but this is a game that I expect the Vols to win and to win handily. I know I've said this before as well. Rick Barnes obviously has the regular season Rick moniker. This seems to be a good year to get it off as good a year as any year. You've got you know, it's not always the year that's supposed to be the year. It's not supposed to be the Dalton Connect year. It's supposed to be the Chaz Lanier Jordan Gainey year. And uh, is that true? I don't know, but I'd love to see it happen. I think this is a semi-favorable draw for Tennessee, but we'll see what happens. What are you looking for out of the Vols, Connor?
yeah, I mean it's just play your game, right? This is a Wofford team that they're playing strength versus strength, which I don't think you can do as the 15 seed in a bracket, right? They are a pretty good offensive team. They shoot a lot of threes. They don't necessarily make them at a high clip, but when they do get the opportunity to get, second chance points around the basket, they do convert those. But they shoot 47 plus percent of their shots from deep. They turn the ball over a decent amount, which you just can't do against Sakai Ziegler and Tennessee.
Jemai Mason.
Um,
Well,
yeah. I think where it's going to hurt them is their defense is one of the worst in this tournament. It's outside the top 200 in the country. They don't force turnovers. They have opponents are shooting 34.5%, which is outside the top 200 from three against them. They're shooting 52%, which is outside the top 200 from two against them. They send their opponents to the line at an enormous clip. Um, and like you don't like you can get your shots against them. And so for a Tennessee team where, I think this Tennessee team offensively is a well-oiled machine, but like every year you say, okay, what's going to hurt Tennessee in March? It's going to be, do they hit a lull offensively? We've seen that this year from individual players. where they've had moments where they've hit lulls. I just don't think like you Wofford's lull proof.
Yeah.
So, this might not be a high scoring game by conventional standards, um, because of the way Tennessee specifically plays, because Tennessee's going to control the pace. But Wofford too. Wofford's 333rd in pace in the country. Tennessee's 346. So it's going to be a very slow game. But I just think it's going to be one of those games where it's over by about the under 12.
I think that's fair. This is Zakai Ziegler's last tournament run as well, so you'll figure he wants to make the most of it. Connor, give me a score prediction. What do you think the score of this one's going to be?
Give me 10. It depends on how long Tennessee keeps their actual rotation in.
Mhm.
But give me Tennessee 75, Wofford 52.
I think I'll take slightly the under that. I was going to say Tennessee 72, Wofford 48, which is very similar. It's more just typically every year you can expect a couple teams not to hit 50. And if there's a game that it's not going to be 50, it's going to be a Rick Barnes led Tennessee team against this Wofford team.
I'm
Uh,
hedging my bets a little bit because there is a world in which Wofford shoots 33s and makes 15 of them.
that is a good point. But at the end of the day, I think even on the perimeter, just having to deal with Zakai Ziegler and Jemai Mashack I mean, it's difficult for any SEC team, and I can't imagine that Wofford would be better at dealing with that than like Kentucky would be, even minus a Lamont Butler, or you know, name any SEC team who like this team beat Auburn 2 weeks ago. I feel fairly confident in actually less than that, like a week ago. I feel fairly confident in Tennessee winning and winning by a large margin and in their defense. But we'll see. We'll obviously be back talking about the rest of this uh, pod of that Tennessee and Wofford are both in will be for the round of 32 game as well and the other round of 64 game. So make sure you subscribe to the Sleepers Media channel.